Good day, I am Louie Corsame, a second year student taking Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. Today, we will be discussing about basic concepts of probability and counting, which includes probability experiments, the fundamental counting principles, the types of probability, complementary events, and last but not the least, the probability applications. So first, we will be talking about probability experiment. Probability experiment is an action or trial through which specific results, such as counts, measurements, or responses are obtained. The result of a single trial in a probability experiment is called an outcome. And the set of possible outcomes of a probability experiment is the sample space. An event is a subset of the sample space, through which may consist of one or more outcomes. Next, the fundamental counting principle. In some cases, an event can occur in so many different ways that it's not practical to write all of the outcomes. When this occurs, you can rely on the fundamental counting principle. The fundamental counting principle can be used to find the number of ways of two or more events can occur in sequence. If one event can occur in m ways and the second event can occur in n ways, the number of ways of the two events can occur in sequence is m multiplied by n. This rule can be extended to any number of events occurring in sequence. In other words, the number of ways that can occur in sequence is found by multiplying the number of ways one event can occur by the number of ways the other event or events can occur. Next is the types of probability. The method you will use to calculate a probability depends on the type of the probability. There are three types of this. These are the classical, the empirical, and the subjective probability. The probability that event E will occur is written as N is read the probability of event E. By definition, classical or theoretical probability is used when each outcome in a sample space is equally likely to occur. The classical probability for an event E is given by the probability of event E is equal to the number of outcomes in event E divided by the total number of outcomes in sample space. When an experiment is repeated many times, regular patterns are formed. These patterns make it possible to find empirical probability. Empirical probability can be used even if each outcome of an event is not equally likely to occur. Empirical, or also known as statistical probability, is based on observations obtained from probability experiments, in which the formula will be used is that probability of event E is equal to frequency of event E divided by the total frequency. The third type of probability is subjective. Subjective probability results from intuition, educated guesses, and estimates. Complementary events. The sum of the probabilities of all outcomes in a sample space is 1, or 100%. An important result of this fact is that if you know the probability of an event E, you can find the probability of the complement of event E. The complement of event E is the set of all outcomes in a sample space that are not included in event E. The complement of event E is denoted by E prime. So let's try to solve a few examples. Here we can see that it is empirical because the problem is based on observations obtained from probability experiments, in which the formula we will be using is the probability of event E is equal to the frequency of event divided by the total number of frequency.
The event is a response of positive. The frequency of this event is 600 because the total of the frequencies is 1200. So the empirical probability of the next person having a positive overall impression of the month of July is 0.5.
So let's take a look on a new example which we will be using fundamental counting principle.
Because each digit can be repeated, there are 9 choices for each of the 7 digits. So using the fundamental counting principle, there are 9 to the power of 7, which is 4,782,969 possible phone numbers. But only one of those numbers correspond to your phone number. So the probability of randomly generating 7 digits and getting your phone number is 1 over 4,782,969.
So thank you so much for watching.